What did owning a co-working space teach you about your other business? What did you learn from that experience?
I mean, we all know this, right? But this just sort of kicks you in the butt and shows you that it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And and me owning the IncuHub is the same as me being a member at the IncuHub. I have the opportunity to meet other like-minded, oftentimes well-connected folks inside the community, um, that are good-hearted and want to help. So I think what it's taught me is that I need to get out more, and when I did, the results were favorable.
In regards to getting out, I mean, how did COVID impact it?
Man, at first we had an exodus. People got scared and said, "Hey, look, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford this. I suspect that my clients will probably not want my services anymore. I suspect that my clients will not be able to pay for it anymore." So we had a small drop off, and then after that we saw a huge influx of business. And what I think happened is, one, people did not lose as much business in certain industries, in many industries, as they thought they would.
Right.
And then two, people had a lot more time on their hands to think about side hustles and business ideas. And where else to start your business than the IncuHub? Just.
Yeah, because if you think about it, a lot of that starting stuff was, oh my gosh, the world is going to end. Every business is going to do whatever. But there was no actual data that was sharing that at that point, right? There were, like, if we talk, this time, 2 years ago, there was nothing that said that, right? Right. There was no actual data. There was people that were saying that it was being pushed out, but there was no actual data that was saying, oh, these numbers are there. And honestly, I don't think there's really been across the board a lot of data that has proven that. Sure, in restaurants and stuff like that, but they were tied to a very specific thing, right? But a lot of other industries, I mean, even just look at the market. I mean, just going gangbusters. Like it's been very interesting how we were pushed to go a certain way on certain situations. You see that mass exodus, like you said, Marko, and then people realize, whoa, hold on a second. This isn't what I was being told. Maybe I don't need to make such abrupt decisions. And so it's good to see that those things rebounded so quickly for you.
Yeah. And it was like, a handful of members lost, right? But we had at the time maybe 25, right? So it was a 25%.
Well, the world was going to end, I mean, at that point, yeah.
But from our perspective,
some of us did.
Fine. Yeah, we were going to be fine one way or another. I think the loss was, honestly, Zack and Tim, was in the because we are such a community driven place. We are networking driven. That dropped off drastically. We took it seriously because we wanted to be respectful of everyone's circumstance. So we really did cut down on events. But what really I think, the IncuHub is great because you can go and get your work done and can be part of a community and connect with people, right? But the icing on the cake at the IncuHub is those 757 pitch events, is those speed networking events. That's just the super fun stuff that people have as an option to be a part of, that we have to completely stop. So folks that were used to that really felt a sense of loss, and I was one of those folks. I couldn't wait to do that again. So I'm hoping that we can get Gary to do another 757 pitch. And heck, if he doesn't have the energy for it anymore, why don't we do it? Let's start it back up. And we've got more space to do it now than ever.
I'm game. I have confidence in Gary.
I love that stuff.
You hear that, Gary? Gary, people are saying they want Startup Night to come back.
That's right.
Gary, we need you, miss you.
So did you do anything? Tim, do you want to say anything before I do this?
No, go ahead.
Did you do anything to replace that missing piece to it? I think some people are like, oh, I'll start a Slack channel or do this other thing.
Right.
Like, I think they're different. But did you do anything?
We tried. We had, a virtual trivia night. We had other virtual events. I mean, it was. Yeah. I can't even remember. You know why?
Because it didn't work.
Because they sucked comparatively.
Yeah.
It was nothing like it. I mean, like, talking to you guys is way better in person, right? Than this is cool, right? like getting together with others and sharing ideas. 3 people can only have so many ideas than if you put 30 people in a room. And putting 30 people in a room during a pandemic was just a bad idea. We tried. It did something, but I think what a lot of people ended up doing is that they ended up still coming to the IncuHub and then meeting individually with people they trusted. So there was a lot more email connections. Go meet somewhere, or here at the IncuHub, in a 101 or 3 or 4 people to get together and then sit apart in the conference room. So we did a lot more of that, but you can't replace that sort of stuff. You either have it or you don't. You can't replicate it virtually. It's just impossible.
Kids would disagree with that statement, but
kids these days.
No, the cool thing is, man, is that you get it. I mean, you just get it, and you focus a lot more on the steak than you do the sizzle, so to speak. You focus on building just a great community, and that's what it's all about, and that's what so many people miss.
Yeah,
I just
think
don't
community in general in our lives, right? Like what makes us happy as people is a sense of belonging, and it's a big part of our being. Having a community to belong to be heard by, to be helped by in a time of need. And to be a contributing member of. As an entrepreneur, I had my community. I didn't have that part. I had a community personally, but I did not have my entrepreneurial community. And bringing the IncuHub in existence and offering that community to business owners, I think is added a lot of value from that perspective. Frankly, I'm a much happier person because I have the IncuHub than when I didn't have it. And so it's been a heck of a lot of fun. I've met you guys because of it. And yeah, having these conversations is fun to me, right?
You said, I think you said this earlier, like talk to your friend who doesn't own a business. They have no earthly idea what you're talking about. They're worrying about this other stuff, and that's fine. Totally cool.
Yeah.
However, when you're looking for that person to talk to, they've probably likely lived the experience that you're going through, and they can talk you through that thing, or at least give you, this is what I did in that scenario, compared to the other person just being like, my boss won't let me take this day off. It's like, that's not really my problem.
Yeah. My boss lets me do whatever I want, whatever makes business sense to do. Yeah.
Wow.
It's so important to be in a group. I mean, I can't tell you how many times someone with an unrelated business had an idea somewhere else, and I was like, oh, well, that concept could work with my business idea too. So that cross-pollination, we all have that shiny object syndrome. It's like a disease, right? When a good business idea comes in, we're like, ooh, we could do that. Let's do that. And being in an environment where you have the oohs and ahs of seeing that over and over again, it just brings a joy in me, and I think it brings a joy in others. And you can't have that anywhere else outside of a space where you've got a bunch of entrepreneurially minded people stacked on top of each other, thinking of new ideas and how to develop business.
It's awesome.
Is there anything we haven't talked about that you want to talk about?
No, we even built in, we're going to do 757 pitch. So we need to do more of that. So what I would love to do is not that we are quote unquote back in touch. Let's think of some big events. Tim, I've asked our community manager, I hope that's okay, to copy a lot of the events that you promote on StartWheel on our calendar too.
Yeah, please.
So we're going to start doing that, and then equally, let's do some stuff together. Let's bring people together again. Everyone has had an opportunity to vaccinate. I think the numbers are down. Let's do it. Let's have fun.
I agree.
Let's do one at Busch Gardens. I haven't been there in forever.
I'm going there right when I hang up. I'm going there.
What roller? Are you a roller coaster guy?
I'll do it, but my kids are little. They're not tall enough. So I'm gonna be in the teacup.
Teacup. I have no more words. Marko, it's great to see you. Enjoy the teacups. Thanks for listening. Subscribe, download. Enjoy Busch Gardens. Peace.
You guys.
socially distanced coffee shop, or your fancy, all bricked out corner office, wondering why no one can see your business and sales are all over the place? Sounds like you need a pro. That's why I developed the Anomaly Academy. Insert clever copy here. Oh, I guess I was supposed to put something else there. Oops. You can grab access to the Anomaly Academy now at zackmillersays.com/Anomaly Academy.